Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Let's Chill with EarthBound, where our goal, as always, is to just take some time for ourselves to relax, unwind, maybe go to sleep. Last time, we spent our entire time in the fantastical and strange realm of Magicant, a realm comprised of equal parts, let's say, combined imagery from the Soundstone and Ness's memories that took Ness on a bit of a mental tour of himself to really dig deep and understand who he is and what he is meant to do. Ness discovered his true power. Magicant was absorbed into his heart and disappeared. Upon waking, it was determined that the group needed to go to Saturn Valley to accomplish their next step, and here we are. So, this could be an interesting episode, because we are very close to the end now. And the end of EarthBound, as many of you out there may know, is maybe not the most chill experience. Things ramp up quite a lot in the end. So we will see where this shakes out. But anyway, go ahead and make yourself comfortable as you can, and we will get started. First, we will talk to Dr. Andonuts and ask about this strange-looking machine. Says, the Mr. Saturns are incredible folk, and the Apple Kid, he is a most exceptional young man, very different from other kids. Well, anyway, the prototype phase distorter has been stolen. Someone resembling a pig wearing clothes took Mr. Saturn captive and stole the device. Well, that's no good. I think that can only be one person. Speaking to Applegate, he says everything's proceeding as planned. Dr. Andonuts, Mr. Saturn, and I worked together and finally completed the phase distorter. The purpose of the device is to enable instantaneous travel through space and time. In this prototype, you can only travel to different points within the same time period. It is able, however, to search out the locations of enemies, and right now it is indicating the presence of enemies in Lost Underworld. Well, let's go ahead and get in and see. Or not, as the case may be. Dr. Andonuts says, doesn't work. One thing is missing. That one material cannot normally be found on the Earth. The material I'm thinking of came from a meteorite that fell when I was much younger. Have you seen a meteorite anywhere recently? It hasn't been especially recent, but we have seen a meteorite. So with even just a piece of the meteorite, I can synthesize the material zexonite. I doubt that your mortal enemy Gigas or whatever will allow you to go to Onet and get a piece of the meteorite. By now, Onet is in his evil hands. You must go, though, so take every possible precaution. Mr. Saturns have introduced some of their new developments at their shop. I wonder what Onet is like at this point in time. Onet's in his hands, eh? Sounds ominous. Let's talk to this person. He says, I'm not sure what will happen, but I sense big time trouble ahead for you. I'm going to stay here for a while and help Mr. Saturn. It's important for a man to enjoy doing his duty. I would say that it's important for all of us to enjoy our duty. I know they say men typically derive more of their sense of being from the work they do. Just the way we're wired, I suppose. We're going to go ahead and slumber just because Ness needed to get healed up a little bit from our previous fight. We don't need the doctor. Let's go see about these new wares. I don't believe anybody has anything new to say here. So we will just move on. All right, shopping is concluded. We will move on. And arriving in Onett, the place is dark. The music is changed. So I wonder what's going on. Well, we need to make our way to the meteorite, so that's what we'll do. Moving along, we see some enemies down here. We'll see them soon enough. Let's check in on Ness's family. Where the house lights are out. Talk to his mom, says, "Oh, Ness finally showed up. There are plenty of creepy monsters running around Onett now. Townspeople are barricaded in their homes, afraid to go out. I'm fine, but I'm a bit scared. Everything will be okay if we just sit here quietly in the dark. You hungry? Do you want some chili?" "Sure." It's always the right time for chili. Says, "Are you more relaxed?" "Okay." See what King thinks about it. Says, "At this point, you guys just might be the strongest force in the world, don't you think?" I agree. We're going to pay a quick visit to Ness's sister, who rebelliously has the lights on, and leave one item with her. And there we are. So we will continue on. And see what these enemies are about. I turned a little too soon. So we encounter the Ghost of Starman, and he immediately uses the attack I didn't want to see. Yes, the Ghosts of Starmen have access to Starstorm Alpha. And I'm already... there we are. One nice thing about having Ness with so many psychic points is that he can basically freely use his powers at this point. And since one of those powers is a heal all, or cure all rather, for a very efficient cost, I believe it heals everyone for around 300. Perhaps more if it healed up Jeff all the way. Anyway, Starstorm is a fantastic attack. It's certainly a challenging ability to give to an enemy. We also see the Mechanical Octobot. The Ghost of Starman is our major threat right now. Big hit from Boo. And there we are. So the fights in Onet are certainly much more dangerous. So we encounter the new enemy, the Evil Eye. So the enemies are certainly more dangerous, but the Ghost of Starman is far and away the most dangerous, I would say. The others are relatively tame by comparison, I would say. Couple of levels. Plenty of enemies here. You get a different dialogue when Ness is otherwise incapacitated. It's as if somebody else answers the phone and talks to his dad, so he is suitably confused. So this isn't Ness. I don't know who you are, but thanks for taking care of my son Ness. Don't work too hard while continuing your journey. You must be a hard worker if you're a friend of Ness. Remember, I'm rooting for you guys. Yes, the fight went well, but for all the protections Ness has, he doesn't have any protection against being diamondized. So, a minor inconvenience. We got a little unlucky in that fight, but it does give us the opportunity to demonstrate. See, Boo now has access to Healing Omega, which is basically a cure just about everything. It's a guaranteed revival, full health. And I don't believe Ness ever learns that, so just one more way in which the prince is pretty useful. Those ghosts of starmen are very much a threat here. We will move on to the meteorite. Says there's something shiny you can reach. I'm gonna try and get it. Of course. So we get the meteorite piece. It's very convenient for us that nobody has come to retrieve the meteorite. I'd like to pay a visit to Lie or Exaggerate. Wonder if we can sneak in there. Not quite. And as we quickly found out there, even Lie or Exaggerate is got the house all barricaded up. And you also saw there that the healing gamma has a chance to fail, so it can be problematic in the middle of a fight to have it fail. Plenty of enemies about. Trying to get a back attack there. There we go. As we make our way back, I suppose there's no real reason, it now dawns on me, to do anything but teleport back to Saturn Valley. A minor oversight on my part. It happens. We will definitely take a rest at the hotel. Now that we have retrieved the meteorite piece, just talk to Dr. Andonuts again. Says if he only had a meteorite piece, could synthesize some zexonite. It looks like a plain old rock, but for someone who knows about it, it is actually a very precious, unusual element. Doctor says, "Oh yes, this is fantastic." What? Well, I've never actually seen this incredibly rare element before. It's very intriguing. All right, leave everything to us and you will get some rest. This is getting most fascinating. And it turns out we do in fact have to go and rest again. So upon doing so, we will go back one more time. Talk to the doctor who says, finally it's complete. Phase Distorter version 2 is equipped with 2 new features. First, it can repair your biological functions. Second, it can save your progress. Don't be afraid, get right in. There is just one thing though. You might not be able to return. So make sure you are optimally outfitted. Are you ready to go? I think we're about as, maybe not as ready as we could be, but probably as ready as we need to be. Doctor says even if you're not 100% perfectly, completely ready, well, you should be as prepared as possible. It would be for the best. Without careful preparation, you would be in big trouble. I just want to make sure you're ready. Let me know when your preparations are complete. Indeed, we are approaching a point of no return. I suppose out of a sense of abundant caution, I will go to Dalam and buy some brain food lunches. Ready to move on. Yes, talk to the doctor one more time. Says good. At last the time has come. Are you ready? I believe we are. He reminds us about the phase disorder's functions. Says don't be afraid, get right in. So in we go. We have arrived in a familiar place, a familiarly strange-looking place. Oh, it looks like another encounter with whose teacher says greetings. So you're finally here. Says excellent. You are truly excellent. There's only little time left. I'll give you the last power. I must go now. As he suddenly teaches Pooh Starstorm Omega. A power certainly on the level of Ness's Chillin' Omega. This is kidnapped I was. Kidnapper, bad guy. Bad guy gone. Where? To the past. As we see a broken phase distorter here. There's a horn of life in it, which we don't really need, but seeing the broken phase distorter here, we are left with one conclusion. That Pokey kidnapped the Mr. Saturn and stole the first phase distorter and has made his way into the past. What could he be thinking? But it looks like this is a dead end here. Oh. And the Dr. Andonuts has arrived again. Says the phase distorter has been completed. We can finish it quickly because of Mr. Saturn's incredible scientific skill. Gigas is attacking from our exact location, but he is attacking from many years in the past. Well, that's odd. Apple Kid says you must warp to the past and fight, but Doctor also says this is very hard for me to tell you, but well, this must be serious. Doctor says in order to defeat Gigas, who is attacking from the past, you must warp to the past. This can be done by way of the phase distorter 3. However, the machine cannot warp living things, life forms. Life is demolished in the process of warping. The only way to accomplish the time travel is to transfer your brain program into a robot and send the robot to the past. The transfer means that your spirit will go with the robot while your body is left behind. I cannot promise that your spirit will come back after the battle in the past. Yet you must understand that the 4 of you are the chosen ones. Do you still wish to face Gigas by traveling to the past? And I'm not sure if this is one of those dialogue choices that you get looped into saying yes. But we know what we're here to do. So we will go. It says, you accept this while knowing that you may not be able to return to your current form, right? It's the way things have to be. It says, yes, I see. You've really set your mind on this. Let me take a good look at you now. Ness, please give me that red cap. It's ready and stand by. There are a number of flashing screens coming up. So if you are sensitive to that, just be aware. I'll let you know when they're done. As everyone undergoes this procedure, whatever it may be, the drilling sounds are particularly unnerving. And the flashing is now over. Now the doctor says, Ness, Paula, Pooh, Jeff, my son. There is no turning back now. Ness, activate the phases to Order 3 by your own hand, thereby following your own destiny. Will you do so? A bit strange to say no at this point, so we will say yes. Only a few people know of your amazing courage, but the number of people you save through that bravery is immense. I feel very fortunate to be present at the beginning of this monumental undertaking. And we throw the switch, begin making our way into the past. Now, this wouldn't be a terrible place to stop. Having arrived and looking at our strange robot forms somewhere in this cave of the past. So, after wandering around a little bit and deliberating to myself, it may make for a slightly shorter episode, but I do think this will be a good place to stop for now. Because, as I mentioned at the beginning, the ending of this game is much more intense than the rest of the game. And I think it would be best left until next time, as if we were to continue from here, it would become a very long episode indeed. But we will stop here for now and save the final encounter with Gigas until next time. So, I hope you find yourself a little bit more chill at this point, a little more chill than when we started. And thank you as always for coming along. We are just about done with this classic RPG experience. I will be back again with one more episode of this. So until then, take care, sleep well, remember to breathe up all the way from your heels. I'll see you next time.